Hi, welcome to my channel. How are you doing? I hope you are doing okay. If you are new to the channel, I welcome you. My name is Luben. I make videos like this every week, and I talk about health. I also give relationship advice. And in this video, I'll be talking about the effect of premarital sex to marriage itself. So, I had this question from one of my subscribers. He asked me if premarital sex, or a man or a woman who has had multiple relationship or affairs with other women or other men in the past, if that will affect them in their marriage. So it's a very good question, and I think most people ask that question, and most especially people who want to get married. So they ask themselves if they are making the right choice, or if this person they are marrying is actually someone that will not betray them in future. Because remember, this is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So if you are new to the channel, subscribe like I said before, turn on the notification bell so that anytime I release a video like this, you can follow up. And then if you have anything prior to what I will say in this video you want, you can put that in the comment section, and I will definitely get to include that in my next video. For a guy who has been with so many ladies before getting married, that's pre-selection. So obviously, he might have a lot of sexual experiences with a lot of women. It's not the same thing for a woman who has been around with multiple men. You need to understand the standpoint of a man having sex and that of a woman. So a woman have sex from an emotional point of view. Before a woman have sex with you, I'm not talking about prostitute, I'm talking about a woman or your girlfriend or whatever you call it, has sex with you. She must be emotionally attached to you. She has to have this kind of emotional comfort or sexual comfort and sexual attraction for you before that happens. Some people call it love, some people call it like, anyhow you want to call it. But for the male, sometimes a man can have sex with a woman without having zero feelings for her. So most times a man can have sex with a woman by just mere physical attraction, or maybe by just the way he sees her. It might not really be that he loves her, so he might really love someone else but still have sex with another woman. So that will not really affect him per se when it comes to marriage. But this is what will affect the marriage in some instances. Let's say a woman who have been with multiple men, and her sexual threshold during sexual intercourse is like 10 to 20 minutes. And then she finally marries a guy who cannot last up to 15 minutes or 10 minutes. What do you think will happen? Eventually, she will start wanting more. She will not be satisfied. And if she's not satisfied, she will start looking for places or someone else that can fill up that space for her. So that's where the cheating and the distrust comes in. So she will start seeking for other options or exploring other options that can give her that. What if it is a virgin? So now, if a woman who is a virgin getting into marriage is a different case. This is the first time she's having sex. So even if the sex lasted for 1 minute, even if the sex lasted for 30 seconds, she believed that that's the normal threshold for sex to happen, because she has never had that before. She does not have that experience. Now, for the male, a man who has a high sex drive, let's say a man who's a sex addict, and then marries a woman who cannot keep up with that, or a woman who does not really have sex constantly. We have different variations or different bodies. It might happen that the wife might start resisting him, right? So anytime the man wants to have sex as frequent as he wants, maybe the wife might not really be comfortable, and before you know, this might bring issues and resentment in the marriage. In the nutshell, if the wife can sit down with the husband, talk things out in terms of understanding, maybe they can talk that one out, right? But we're talking about, can premarital sex affect your marriage? Can affect the marriage, most especially for the woman. For the male, a man can easily adjust. If you know your wife cannot keep up with you having more, frequent sex, there's a way you can adjust to that. As a man, it's easier for a man than for a woman. So for a woman, if she has had many relationships before, it might be difficult. Now, there are some instances where a woman can marry someone she's not really sexually attracted to. We see that, or maybe someone who was not her first love. If you had watched the famous actor in the world, Will Smith, his wife, Jada, you will notice that from the documentary or from the history that they did, you will notice that the first love of Jada was Tupac. So when Tupac died, in fact, There are instances where she had to confess that she was forced into marrying him. She was not really comfortable by marrying Will Smith. It was even the grandmother that forced her or convinced her to marry Will Smith. So you should know that for eternity, that woman is never going to see Will Smith the same way she sees Tupac. So this might bring issues, and we've seen wherever the family puts most of their private life on the internet, so we can see that. So sometimes this woman is going out to have multiple affairs with other people, and then you start asking, the man is already handsome, the man has everything, then but why is the woman going out? Because from the beginning, the woman has already said it, you are not my first love. So in relationship that were really, really deep, if you've had a very deep relationship with a woman and then she was expecting you to marry her, right? So all this, you spend like 7 years in a relationship, 8 years, and then she's just patiently waiting because time is going. And then one day you tell her you're marrying someone else. So for her to find someone else that she will really, really be deeply connected to, like she was to you, it will be difficult. And then because women have a different biological clock. Over time, she doesn't want to stay late. She doesn't want to get old being single. She wants to get married, of course. She's not getting younger. So she might end up marrying someone she's not comfortable with. Now, this might be the effect that she has had an affair before. Compared to someone who has not had that kind of affair before, they might not experience it. So if she had had that kind of affair, you will see that it will affect the marriage in the sense that this is not the first love. This is not her first love. This is not the person she wanted to marry. She just had to marry this person because she had no choice, or maybe the odds were against her. So that will have some kind of complications in the marriage. For the male, they can easily adjust. So for the man, it's easy for them to know who they want to settle down. And some men prefer to have sex with their women before getting to marry them. I've had stories where the man discovered that the woman was not sexually fertile, and then this could bring problem. So for having a premarital sex before marriage, you have to be really, really careful. As a man, you have to know that any single thing you do to that particular woman will affect her, whether positively or negatively. So if you dump her that minute, you know what that minute means? When she's about to everything, she's expecting everything to happen, and then boom, you just leave her. It will affect the next person that she might probably marry, her marriage and everything. And then if it is a virgin, then you might have no problem with that. But most times, and then to some women, they might have many relationships in the past and then marry this one person that they are really happy. It could be like that. There is no particular scientific evidence to strike a balance between that. But one thing for sure is a woman who has had multiple relationships in the past can affect her in her marriage positively or negatively. It depends on her experiences with those men. If those men had set a tone for her in a certain way and the person she marries cannot keep up with that, it can be a problem. Or it could be that this tone that was set for her by this man was not really good enough, and then she marries someone, then it's a different case, and then she lives happily ever. So yes, premarital sex can affect that, but it's not like a 100% guarantee that it always does, because there can still be instances where that law can be broken. So there you go. And then if you have any particular opinion about premarital sex, you can drop that in the comment section. Let me know what you think and I will reply you, and then we'll talk about that properly. Thank you for watching.